Hey guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, today I have a physical media haul. I have acquired some pretty amazing physical media the past few months, and I wanted to share with you guys. So some of these I thrifted months ago, some of these I've received as recently as Christmas, so like a month ago. But I am excited about everything here. We've got some Blu-rays, we've got some VHS here in the mix. So if you didn't know, I only recently started buying Blu-rays in like 2020. Before that, I only had my DVDs and my VHS tapes. Now that I've acquired a lot more Blu-rays, I am starting to phase out all of my DVDs and, upgrade them to Blu-ray or 4K. I know a lot of collectors still hold on to their DVDs. Just personally, I don't really like DVDs. It's just not a medium that I feel like I want to hold on to. I just don't think they're worth having personally, unless it's like a super cool DVD release that's like rare or something. And of course I love VHS tapes. Never getting rid of my VHS tapes. But yeah, let's just get into this haul because I am super excited to show you guys what I got here. So I'm going to start off with the Blu-rays. So the first Blu-ray that I have to show you guys is this stunning release of Valley Girl from 1983.
Okay, so he's awesome.
Valley Girl.
She's out there somewhere.
This is definitely an upgrade to my DVD. It also comes with this really cool little booklet with pictures and some essays on the film. This is just one of those 80s gems that I was in love with at such a young age when I was obsessed with 80s music and 80s films. This release is by Eureka, and I'm not sure if you can still get it. I pre-ordered this like months ago. It is also Region B, but I have a region-free player, so I'm able to watch it. I would highly recommend getting one if you don't have one already. And this particular release also has a lot of special features. It has 2 commentaries, it has some old and new interviews with the cast and crew, a featurette, and music videos. Yes, please. I personally haven't had a chance to check out all of the special features yet, but I will definitely get on that. Yeah, just early 80s Nick Cage, killer 80s soundtrack. It's Valley Girl. Absolutely in love with this release. Next up, we have Talk to Me on Blu-ray.
Put your hand on it.
I'm sure most of you guys have already picked this one up. This is a recent film. But yeah, we all know how fantastic Talk to Me was, right? I saw this twice in theaters when it was released, and we'll absolutely be discussing this film in detail on my channel one day. And this Blu-ray has a director's commentary, featurette, and deleted scenes, so that's awesome. It is a little bare bones, like on the inside, and the slipcover is one of those cheap feeling ones that rips and bends easily, but it's still a cool release, nonetheless. Next up, we have one of my favorite horror movies of all time, The Blair Witch Project.
I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
This one is also super bare bones, but it's still an upgrade to my old DVD that's literally falling apart, so I am really happy to own this. Again, I will absolutely cover this classic on my channel one day, 100%. There's also some special features on this. We have a director's commentary, never before seen alternate endings, and some featurettes, so pretty cool. Next up, I have Return of the Living Dead, Collector's Edition. This one is from Shout Factory or Scream Factory, same thing. This one also has quite a bit of special features, lots of commentaries, featurettes, TV spots, still galleries, interviews, a look at the film's locations, lots of fun stuff on here. Yeah, I knew that I had to snag this one because I actually watched this movie for the first time last year and I absolutely fell in love with it. Like, it has become a comfort movie for me. I just love how punk it is. So yeah, super stoked about this Blu-ray. Next up, we have another all-time favorite of mine, and that is Brain Scan.
Brain scan. The ultimate experience in interactive terror.
Never leave home without it.
This movie is just freaking awesome. It stars Edward Furlong and is just a delightful cup of 90s. This release is also from Scream Factory. It has some audio commentary, interviews with the cast and crew, behind the scenes footage, deleted scenes, TV spots. This is what the inside looks like. Also kind of bare bones, but still very cool, and I'm still very stoked to finally own this on Blu-ray. Next up, I have the Scream 3 movie collection on Blu-ray. So believe it or not, this is actually my first time owning any of the Scream films on Blu-ray. I have the first 3 on VHS, and I basically have the DVD version of this, like the first 3 films in a little collection, but this is a wonderful little upgrade to that DVD. This also has 2 bonus documentaries, so that's great. But yeah, this is the first 3 films, which are my personal favorites. Absolutely in no rush to get Scream 4, but I still do really need and want Part 5 and Part 6 on Blu-ray. Again, the inside is very uninspired. The discs are even the same blue color of the actual Blu-ray, which is just kind of, you know, it's a little bit of an eyesore, not gonna lie. Like, at least make it black or something. Or give me a little booklet. But still really happy to have this in my collection now. Next up, we have Suspiria in 4K from Synapse. This has a super cool slipcover with some great artwork on there. Love that. This is also pretty loaded with special features, which I love to see. Yeah, I've only ever owned Suspiria on VHS, which, you know, love VHS tapes, of course, but this film on VHS actually kind of feels criminal. Like, its beauty needs to be admired on a big screen because this is one of the most beautiful films ever made. I was actually lucky enough to see this at the Alamo Drafthouse back in 2018, and it was absolutely stunning. But yeah, this is another film that I absolutely need to cover on my channel one day. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's a masterpiece. And I have watched this 4K disc and it looks stunning. It's just such an important film and I'm stoked to have the 4K of it now. So while we're on the subject of Suspiria, I also got the 2018 version on Blu-ray.
It's all a mess.
Me and my boyfriend also rewatched this one not too long ago, and I swear I love this film more and more each time I watch it. Obviously, the original is in a league of its own, but this is also just very different, and even though it is a remake, I appreciate it as its own film. I think it's a beautiful film. As for special features, this Blu-ray has the making of Suspiria, the secret language of dance, and the transformations of Suspiria. Definitely will also be covering this on my channel one day. Next up, I have the Criterion release of Twin Peaks: Fire Walk With Me.
Don't make me do this!
So unbelievably excited to finally own this release. I've wanted it for a while. I am a massive Twin Peaks fan. David Lynch is also my favorite director of all time. I actually just showed my boyfriend Twin Peaks for the first time. We watched the first 2 seasons and he really enjoyed them. And then we watched Fire Walk With Me. Amazing. But yeah, Fire Walk With Me is arguably some of Lynch's best work. And this Blu-ray has the missing pieces, which is 90 minutes of deleted and alternate takes from the film, assembled by David Lynch, interviews with the actors, trailers. Also comes with this hefty little book full of interviews and photos. It is just so stunning, and I'm so thrilled to finally own this. Next up, we have Party Girl, starring Parker Posey from 1995.
Life goes by so fast. What's the point?
What do you want me to do, huh? I don't have a job. I'm a loser. Shoot me.
This was put out by Fun City Editions. I mean, just look at this slip cover. Oh my gosh. I actually own another release by this company, and that Blu-ray is just as stunning as this one. So if you're a Blu-ray company, take notes from these incredible boutique Blu-ray labels, because this is how you do it. But yeah, I recently discovered the brilliance that is Party Girl, and I just had to track this Blu-ray down. I don't believe it's still in print. I got mine secondhand from Macari, but it wasn't too pricey. If you still want this, I bet you'd be able to find one on eBay or something. This is what the inside looks like. There's also a little booklet in this one too. Love to see it. And it looks like there's some new interviews with cast and crew on here too, so just awesome all around. Next up, I have this insanely cool release of May from 2002 starring Angela Bettis.
I need more parts.
May.
This release is from Second Sight Films, and I've just loved this movie ever since I was a child. I can't remember how the hell I discovered it for the first time. I just know I did, and I was obsessed. And I don't believe it was ever released on Blu-ray before this. And if it had, there's no way it got this treatment. I mean, let's just unpack this amazing release, shall we? Because I just got to show you guys this. So first we have the movie. Pretty standard, nothing crazy here, although I do appreciate that the case is black and not blue. There's quite a lot of special features as well, which is awesome. We got another booklet, and this is the thickest one of all the other ones I showed in this video. There's several little essays in here, tons of pictures and little goodies. And we finally have these cool ass cards. Some of them are stills from the film, and some of them have this incredible artwork on them. And this is why collecting physical media is just so freaking cool. Releases like this. It's just so awesome when your favorite films get this kind of treatment, especially if they're smaller films, like low budget films, more obscure films. This is also why I just love boutique Blu-ray companies. They really give smaller, forgotten films this incredible treatment, and I just feel so honored to have this in my collection. Definitely an upgrade to my DVD. Okay, so last Blu-ray before we get into my VHS tapes, I got the Skinamarink Steelbook. Now, I briefly talked about my thoughts on Skinamarink in a video that is not private because I didn't really like how that video turned out. But I will eventually do an entire video dedicated to Skinamarink because there's a lot to unpack with this film, and quite frankly, it deserves its own video. This steelbook is gorgeous. There's a director's commentary on here, which I'm very excited to check out. But yeah, briefly, this was my favorite horror film of 2023. And honestly, the scariest film I've ever seen in my life. So moving on to some VHS tapes that I've recently acquired. Since we're still on the subject of Skinamarink, thought it would be fitting that I just show you guys first the Skinamarink VHS tape. I cannot get over this. This is so beautiful. This is probably the coolest tape that I own. It was put out by Lunchmeat VHS, and look at this. The tape is white. Just so stunning. My boyfriend and I watched the whole film on VHS, and it is an experience. It is somehow even creepier watching this in VHS quality on an actual tape because it kind of feels like you're watching this cursed found footage home videotape. It's a trip. Now, when I ordered that Skinamarink VHS tape, I also got Heck on VHS. Heck is Kyle Edward Ball's short film that heavily inspired Skinamarink. This VHS is a beautiful red color, and I just want to say they did such a great job with this. So basically, if you were somebody who liked the idea of Skinamarink but maybe thought it didn't work as a feature-length film, I would suggest checking out Heck. It's similar to Skinamarink, and it's only about 30 minutes, and it's on YouTube. And this tape is really cool because it also features some of Kyle Edward Ball's other work and other projects. They're all on his YouTube channel, but it's just so awesome to have all of that on this fun little VHS tape. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. The rest of these VHS tapes I found while thrifting. The first tape I found is Children of the Corn from 1984. I've always personally loved this film. I grew up with it. It's not perfect, but it's super entertaining and just always a fun watch. I've only ever seen this one in part 3. I haven't seen any of the other films in the franchise, but I do quite enjoy part 3, and I do own it on VHS. And it is bonkers, but yeah, Children of the Corn. Next VHS tape I found was Ted Bundy from 2002. I remember seeing this on cable as a kid, and it's a weird one for sure. I remember it being really graphic, and also it literally looks like a Lifetime movie. And I believe Vinegar Syndrome did a really cool release of it on Blu-ray. I'm not sure if I'll track that down because I'm just not sure if I like this movie enough to do that. I'll have to sit down and really give it a proper watch because I haven't seen it in a long time. I just know that I popped this in our VCR and I showed my boyfriend the first 5 minutes of this, and we were highly uncomfortable. Next VHS I thrifted is Blade. Now, I always was aware of this movie from just pop culture. It was always on my radar. And surprisingly, my boyfriend likes it, and we actually started watching it a few months back, but we had to stop because I wasn't really feeling well that day. And I also just wasn't really into it. But that also could have just been because I wasn't feeling well. I'd totally be open to giving it another shot. I highly doubt we got even halfway through it the first time, so it probably does deserve another chance. But yeah, I just thought this tape would be a super cool addition to my VHS collection. Next up, we have Body Double, directed by Brian De Palma. This one is from 1984. Again, this is a film that's been on my radar, but I've never actually seen it. I definitely need to delve more into Brian De Palma's filmography because other than Carrie, it's a bit of a blind spot for me. I'm assuming this is kind of a thriller, which is awesome, so I'm excited to check this one out. Let me know your thoughts on it if you've seen it. And also, this is just such a beautiful cover. I mean, look at that. Next up, we have another movie that I haven't seen yet, and it's Encino Man. This is a comedy starring Brendan Fraser. Again, I've heard of this movie just from pop culture. I've never seen it. I know it's kind of a 90s gem. The cover literally says, if you liked Wayne's World, you'll love Encino Man. And if you didn't know, Wayne's World is my favorite comedy of all time, so this is promising. It also just seems like a fun one to own on VHS, so picked that one up. Next film is another film that I haven't seen, and it is Perfect, starring Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta. I mean, we've all seen the iconic clip from this film, haven't we? That's literally all I know about this film, is that it stars Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta, and it has something to do with aerobics. I mean, I'm already kind of sold. I bet it has a stellar soundtrack too. Next up, we have The Simpsons Trick or Treehouse, Heaven and Hell. It looks like there's 2 episodes on here. Bart sells his soul and Lisa the Skeptic. I watched The Simpsons a little bit as a child, and I remember liking the show quite a bit, and the Halloween episodes are pretty iconic, so this was a really cool find. Next tape I was super excited to find is The Piano. This is from 1993, starring Holly Hunter, Harvey Keitel, Sam Neill, and Anna Paquin. So I actually had to watch this film for a screenwriting class a few years ago because it did win Best Screenplay, and I just fell in love with this movie. It's very much a tragic romance story. It's an incredibly beautiful film. I also have the stunning Criterion Collection release of this film, but I found this and was just so excited. Next tape I found was The Matrix. I mean, this is a must-have. This case is actually a little bent up. I may have to tape it a little bit, but no problem. But yeah, an incredibly cool find. I'm actually seeing The Matrix pretty soon here on the big screen. Got tickets for me and my boyfriend and my mom to go see it at the Draft House, so very excited for that. And yeah, I've only actually seen this once, so a second watch is very much needed. Next up, we have another absolute classic, John Carpenter's The Thing. Really stoked about finding this on VHS. I've been wanting to own this on VHS for a while. I actually really wanted to find one with the blue tape. I mean, I feel like that's a little more rare. Would probably have to go to eBay or something for that, but still stoked to find this one. Also, don't kill me, I've only ever seen The Thing once, and it was when I was a kid, so I didn't really appreciate what I was watching. So I have been considering doing like a second time reaction to The Thing on my channel. Let me know if you would be interested, because it's been a while. Okay, last tape of this haul, we're ending on a bang. I found The Faculty. I mean, it doesn't get any more iconic than Guaranteed to Jack You Up. This is another one I've been wanting to own on VHS, but I never wanted to order it from eBay or Depop, but thankfully I found this for only a few bucks. So I actually showed my boyfriend this film a few months ago. We did a Faculty and Disturbing Behavior double feature. It was an extremely fun night, but yeah, this is a classic in my opinion, just a fun 90s teen alien flick with a killer soundtrack. What more could you ask for? So yeah, that concludes my physical media haul. I'm super stoked about literally everything. And I'm just so glad that I finally got to make this video because I've been wanting to show you guys what I've accumulated for such a long time. So yeah, the itch has been scratched. I will definitely be doing more physical media related content as I acquire more. So be prepared to see more physical media hauls from me. Physical media forever. Let me know your thoughts on the stuff that I picked up, and thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.